Hello. I will admit, I have seen the first few. I think maybe up to somewhere in the Cyclops saga. So I have seen a few, but the rest of the 7 sagas are gonna be pretty much new to me. And what else was there to say? Oh yes, disclaimer. Before we get into the whole video, I have listened to the entirety of the musical multiple times, and I have also, I have been pretty much fixated on just Epic the musical for the last month or so. So really the only thing that's going to be new to me is mostly the animatics, and that's what most of the reaction is going to be, like the first time reaction is going to be. But apart from that, I have listened to the full album multiple times. I have gone through many videos, pointing out the little details, and yeah, every little thing that I learned has only made me more fixated on the musical. So yeah, part of the reason I wanted to do this stream is just so that I can yap. I'm not gonna lie, that is one of the bigger reasons for doing this. So yeah, a lot of the details are things that I have learned from other people. But there are some things that I believe I haven't really seen anyone talk about. So, either way, we are going to be watching through the animatics, reacting to the animatics song by song, and then also just full on verbal blasting about the musical details. Yeah, just be prepared for a lot of talking and a lot of pausing. I'm thinking of watching through the whole song once first before we go back and sort of dissect the whole thing. Oh yeah, and this should be quite obvious, but I might as well put it out there. If anybody hasn't listened to the songs or watched the animatics at all, spoilers alert, heavy spoiler alerts, because I'm going to assume that everybody has already listened like me. So there are gonna be details where I probably will talk about a future song. But since this is gonna be uploaded over to YouTube also, one way or another, I assume that everybody has already listened anyway, many times. So yeah, just thought I will put that out there. Here we go, we're gonna start! Whoop.
Alright, my brothers, listen closely. Tonight we make the Trojans pay.
Yeah!
Before they killed us slowly, but now we'll be the ones who slay.
I'm honestly a very big fan of all this sketchy style, sketch-like style in the animatics that I've seen.
They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say
And you'll see them again.
Diomedes will lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Menelaus will let our mates through the gates to take the whole city at large.
Let's vibe out together.
Little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helen and protect her. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector. Yes, sir. Find that inner strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through every pain now. Ask yourself inside what you live for, what you try for, what you wish for.
I know you can't see me moving, but I am vibing. Penelope. It's so good. I love her motif.
What do you live for? Penelope. What do you try for? Telemachus. What do you wish for? I'm on my way.
That sword swing is so cool. That's something that I actually do when I was younger playing the badminton. I did the exact same thing with a racket. Yeah! Yeah! That's the vision.
What's that?
A vision
Of what is to come.
cannot be outrun.
All of their voices are so good. God damn.
Here and now.
Tell me how.
I don't think you're ready.
Okay, maybe I should try not to speak so much on the first view.
A foe won't run, unlike anyone you have faced before.
Say no more. I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're
You're ready.
It's just an
Ah!
It's just a boy. What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger.
That was the helmet.
One fumed with rage as you're consumed by
And then the very same character in the vision.
Now you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to Penelope. You can say goodbye to Penelope.
I could raise him as my own.
Yeah.
Make sure his past is never
Gods will make it known. We'll bring you down on your knees for your this is the will of the gods.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
The blood on your hands is something you won't lose.
All you can choose is who's. I know the subtitles say that the last part was Zeus and the gods in general, but I'm gonna pin the entire thing on Zeus. He is fucked up for making Odysseus do this. Oh, it's so good. Okay, what can we talk about? Holy shit. First of all, for those of you who may not know, all of the characters, the important characters throughout this entire musical, they all have their representative instruments. So, first up,
Alright, my brothers, listen closely.
we get the guitar, and we have Odysseus. So right from the very first measure or two of the entire album, there's already a hint that here Odysseus, the main character, has guitars as his representative instruments. And you also are gonna hear this motif a lot throughout the whole musical.
Alright, my brothers, listen closely. Tonight we make the Trojans pay. 10 years of war, they killed us slowly.
And yeah, again, I really like this sketch-like style.
Think of your wives and
I
your
wonder if it's
children.
gonna be the same throughout the whole movie. But personally, I think it's quite interesting that they have this sketch style. And we have so many characters. I actually don't know any of them. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think this is something that I didn't mention earlier on in the intro. Most of what I know about this story comes from this musical. I know that it is based on an actual Greek mythology story that is called The Odyssey by Homer. Clearly, I am not interested enough in Greek mythology to actually read the whole thing. But yeah, I do know little bits of information from kind of doing my own research here and there about, certain characters and their relationships and stuff like that. And I actually kind of want to look up all of these characters: Diomedes, Agamemnon, Menelaus, and then Teucer, Little Ajax. I know they draw Little Ajax here as like a small kid, and I guess people can be kind of confused why a small kid is part of an army. And I don't know the full story again, but it seems like there are at least two Ajax. There's a greater Ajax and there's a lesser Ajax. I don't know their story at all, really. But here is the lesser Ajax. I don't think he's an actual child. That would be a genuine war crime. But yeah, just for a small tidbit of information, if anybody wants to dive into that. Nestor, I also don't know him, but Helen, this woman over here, is really kind of the catalyst for this entire war. We are in the Troy saga. This kingdom that Odysseus is attacking is called Troy, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I think Helen was engaged to, was it one of the gods? Not quite accurate. I didn't do my research necessarily, but now that I really want to get it correct, I am looking at Wikipedia. So, as with really any kind of ancient text, there are variations and no real way to, say which one is the accurate one. So, for this part of the story, I am going to go with the judgment of Paris. And in this story, it started with a celebration of the marriage between the parents of Achilles. And one goddess in particular, the goddess of discord named Ares, was not invited because it was believed that she would make the party unpleasant, being the goddess of discord. But surprise, surprise, she was not happy anyway and decided to make it unpleasant anyway. And in the process of that, she shows up with a golden apple, and on the golden apple it was written, "To the fairest," as in the most beautiful person. So seeing the apple, three of the goddesses at the celebration, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, tried to claim that the apple was for themselves, basically saying that they are the prettiest one. But they couldn't decide between themselves, so they needed an intermediary. And they first went to Zeus, who declined, picking favors between them. So Zeus declared that Paris, who is a citizen of Troy, will be the one to decide who was the prettiest one and who deserves that golden apple. And they each have their own rewards, but to make this a little bit shorter, Paris chose Aphrodite, and her reward was for the love of the most beautiful mortal woman who happened to be Helen, as we just saw in the animation. Helen at the time was the wife of Menelaus, who also got name dropped a few frames before that, really. Yeah, basically, Aphrodite made Helen cheat on Menelaus, kind of, and Helen went off with Paris of the Trojans, and so in doing that, Menelaus got mad. He went to Agamemnon, who is his brother, and the both of them then decided to gather the Greek army and started the Trojan War, and that is how we are where we are at in this musical. Yeah.
Kill Helen and protect her. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector.
And Neo, yes, this is something I wanted to talk about.
Stay back, Nestor.
Hold on.
Kill Helen and protect her. Neo,
Neo. That is short for a character named Neoptolemus. If I am not wrong about the spelling, hold on. I can do a quick Google search. Neoptolemus. Yes, this guy, Neoptolemus. The reason I wanted to point this out is that in Greek mythology, since it's such an old story, right, there are some variations to the story, which I think is a normal part of just a story being told throughout time and through various different people. And yeah, as we see in the last part of like the second half of this story, Odysseus comes across this baby, and Zeus, basically just Zeus, is telling Odysseus that he has to kill this child. STNX, that's his name. And yeah, I wanted to bring this up because there are some versions of the story where Odysseus is the one who ends up killing this baby, and there are also some other versions where it was actually Neoptolemus over here who kills the baby instead. So, I guess Jorge, the creator of this whole musical, decided to go with the version that Odysseus kills STNX. And something I did a little bit of digging around into STNX specifically, and apparently in the versions where Neoptolemus is the killer, right, I don't think it's necessarily told in a story specifically, but there are, I think you guys can see this, right? Yes. There are drawings on vases or pottery in general where Neoptolemus, after killing the baby, he comes up to face the current prince, not prince, the current king of Troy, who is Priam, as depicted over here. And what happens, if you can see over here, there are drawings that depict that Neoptolemus actually uses the dead body of STNX to club the king of Troy to death, which I think is fucking metal. I'm not sure if there are like actual stories of this, but this is just brutal, and I love it for some reason. Am I a terrible person? But yeah, was there any detail about the animatics that I wanted to talk about? Do I know the notes? That doesn't sound right. Yep, there you go. I don't know why, it's so simple, it's just 4 notes, but I love it. It's so good. Penelope. And yeah, here you can see Odysseus' reason for fighting. For Penelope, who is his wife, and Telemachus, who is the son. Which, when Odysseus left for the war, Telemachus is still a baby.
I fight for us! I
Fight for us.
Penelope,
What do you try for?
Telemachus,
What do you wish for?
I'm on my way.
What do you fight for?
And then this part. Attack! That's also another motif that we should pay attention to. This part played by the strings. That is also known as the danger motif throughout the entire musical.
What's that?
And it will come up. I will yap about it when it comes up again.
Of what is to come cannot be outrun, can only be
And yeah,
dealt.
Zeus. I didn't actually know about Greek mythology all that much, but apparently the eagle is a like the animal symbol for Zeus. Apparently, I don't know why or how that came to be, but if you listen closely to the music itself, you hear the thunder
What's that?
and you hear the eagle.
A vision
Those things were supposed to tell us that this
cannot
is Zeus,
be outrun, can only
which I think is so
be dealt
cool.
with right
There's so
here
much
and now.
subtle details in the music.
I don't think you're ready. A mission to kill someone's son. A foe won't
Oh
run,
yes,
unlike an
and speaking about the representative instruments, right here in Penelope, you hear how the strings come in when Penelope comes in. Her representative instrument is the viola, apparently. Personally, I cannot tell the difference between a violin and a viola from just the timbre alone, so I will have to take Jorge's word for it.
I fight for us! I fight for us!
What do you live for?
Penelope,
What do you
Yeah, and then over here, you hear the electric guitar coming back in. The guitar is Odysseus' instrument, and it will change based on his like current emotions. The electric guitar is supposed to be for when he is being cunning or like in battle mode, basically.
what's that?
And then further on,
I know that I'm ready.
here,
It's just an infant.
you heard an acoustic guitar actually.
What
And again, the guitar is Odysseus' instrument, and he's softer here. Like it's supposed to represent like the vulnerable Odysseus.
Unfumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end it now, you'll have
And it's actually interesting that the strings come in here as well.
very own Prince Hector. Hector, know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger.
I never really
One
noticed.
filled with rage as you're consumed by age.
Hold on, I'm gonna raise the volume for my own. So let me redo the volume for you guys. Give me a minute.
Very own Prince Hector, know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no
I think somewhere around there would be good.
one to say goodbye to. You can say goodbye to.
I could raise him as my own, or send him far away. Make sure his past is never gone.
And I wanted to turn the volume up so that I can hear the little details myself. But yeah, I find it interesting that the violins came in when SDNX also came in.
What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
And for me, right, I feel like maybe it could be like a musical sign, right? That when Odysseus looks at SDNX, of course he thinks about his own son, and I wonder if because of that he also starts thinking about Penelope, which is why her instruments come back in over here.
It's just an infant.
Yeah, the strings coming back in. This is a viola.
What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince
Yeah, I actually really like that.
From a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age.
If you don't have him now, you'll have no one left to save.
Say goodbye to.
Penelope. The motif is so good.
I could raise him as my own, or send him far away.
And then you have Zeus looking at him also. It's such a clueless baby. Look at that face. Look at the face. Look at the face. It's so cute. I don't know a whole lot about animation, so I can't speak about like the technical details. Shit. It's so nice to finally be able to see the music, you know?